Hi, welcome. Let's take a look at something that's quite sad, really. When things come to an end or die, it's all very sad. And this one's entitled The End of LIBOR. The End of LIBOR, which you're probably thinking, well, thank goodness for that. I never really understood what LIBOR was. The End of LIBOR. There you go. I never really understood what LIBOR was, Paul. I've seen it in the syllabus. And there's always questions in exam on LIBOR, and I never really understood it. Now, LIBOR, of course, stood or stands still for the London Interbank Offered Rate. That's just what it stands for. The whole point about LIBOR, though, was that it was a way of providing an interest rate that was current, very relevant, very up-to-date. Essentially, it's the amount of interest that banks lend to each other overnight. So tonight, for example, if Lloyds Bank have got a load of dosh and Barclays Bank want to borrow a load of dosh because they're a community bank, then Lloyds will lend that money to Barclays at a certain rate of interest, and that is broadly known as LIBOR. Now, the whole point about LIBOR is it's used as the benchmark for dozens and dozens, hundreds of different loan products. Commercial lending, for example, on property is often rigged or geared towards LIBOR, a certain percentage above LIBOR, for example. You used to have LIBOR linked mortgages, homeowner mortgages, where your interest rate was linked to LIBOR. So whatever it was in, say, a quarterly time, they took the LIBOR rate and then you added, say, 2%, and that was your interest that you paid. So it's a jolly useful way of seeing exactly what is the latest interest rate. But the problem was that LIBOR, you probably read about it, LIBOR was rigged by some of the banks in the mid-noughties. I'm not going to name the bank, they'd probably sue me. I'm sure you could Google it. I don't know what went on, really. The point about LIBOR, though, is it's based on estimated interest rates. So it wasn't actually that difficult to rig. And a lot of the bankers, or some of the sort of investment bankers, rigged LIBOR to make it more beneficial for the dealings that they were going to do. Terrible, really. Think about how they got away with that. Well, they didn't get away with it, but they seem to do scandal after scandal, don't they? So, of course, the FCA and the Bank of England got a bit upset about this rigging. Obviously, they fined them huge sums. So they decided to stop it. So what they decided to do is they decided to stop LIBOR. So there's your London Interbank Offered Rate. LIBOR's working really well. Unfortunately, it got rigged and it was a bit confusing. So they're going to stop that, but not until 2021. So we've got plenty of time. And they're going to replace it by this thing called SONIA. You'll love this. SONIA, there you go. So if you're reading in the book SONIA, you might see it mentioned. Whether you'll get questioned on it, I don't know. Probably in 2021 you will do. But I imagine you'll probably pass your CMAT by then. Now, SONIA stands for the Sterling Overnight Index Average. There you go. So it's sterling, which is obviously UK currency. Overnight, so it's the overnight thing, pretty similar. Index average. And it's actually based on actual transactions, not estimates. This was based on estimated transactions. This is based on overnight transactions. So it's very difficult to rig. So that's obviously why they've done it. And that's SONIA. Now, the problem is, of course, you've got so many of these loan products geared towards LIBOR. So here we've got lots of these loan products that are around. Only a few that you'll deal with as a mortgage broker, because we're mostly residential, aren't we? But there's lots and lots of commercial loan products and personal loans as well, geared towards LIBOR, tons of them. They've got to now be linked to SONIA. So lenders have got an awful lot of work to do. And the European Union have put out a little diktat. They want a healthy transition towards SONIA. And they've asked that banks make it as smooth as possible in order to convert it to SONIA, which makes sense, really. Now, we may well be out of the European Union by then anyway, but I imagine we have some sort of connection because there's some sort of deal being done, isn't there? If there is ever a deal done, I don't know. So that's SONIA, really. That's all I've got to say about the matter. LIBOR was great. We loved it. We hated it, actually. We could never remember what it stood for, London Interbank Offered Rate. It's now called SONIA, which is the Sterling Overnight Index Average. Quite simple, really, isn't it? I'll keep you updated as things progress anyway. Hope that's been useful. Bye.